Welcome to another episode of the SAAFF Chronicles. I'm your host, Devlyn Naidoo, the executive for SARS and other government agencies at SAAFF. Today, we will be discussing the CUSDEC enhancements, and I will be taking you through the invoice and worksheet details, discussing specifically the impact and requirements placed on you as a customs broker and providing clarity in respect of the compliance conformance. Please note that SAAFF NPC is planning a webinar for January 2025, supported by this podcast to clarify the compliance requirements in respect of the CUSDEC enhancements, particularly the invoice and worksheet details. As many of you would know, when lodging your declaration in the prescribed form in terms of Rule 3801, you would ordinarily insert the HS code, which pulls through on data field 33 of the SAD 500, and the accompanying description on data field 31 as per the tariff, Schedule 1, Part 1. This remains. However, the technical service providers have a separate data input to support the declaration enhancement requirements, specifically the commercial description of the product. Let's give you a scenario. You have sample commercial invoice 123. On this invoice, you have 25 times no-name brand smartphones, 85, 17, 13, 10, 5. You've got 30 times no-name 2 broadband smartphones, 85, 17, 13, 10, 5. Now, you can consolidate this as the commodity is the same. However, there is a data field that allows you now to insert the specific description per that line item verbatim as per the commercial invoice. The bill of entry will have one line with one HS code. However, the commercial descriptions being no-name brand and no-name 2 broadband would be indicated separately on your TSP system. I draw your attention to the external policy, SARS Customs CF30, as well as sections 40 in terms of the validity of entries and section 41 in terms of the invoice particulars. The purpose of the policy is to document the minimum requirements of an invoice as prescribed by law in order to make due entry when importing goods. The document is for all clients dealing with customs controls and the pre- or post-clearance verification of the customs declaration as described in SARS Customs CF55 Annex 01, with specific focus on the invoice requirements. It is imperative, therefore, as SAAFF members, to reiterate to our clientele to ensure that the supplier's invoice meets the minimum requirements as set forth in paragraph 2.3. Section 39(1)(c) requires that the importer produces documents including an invoice. In terms of Section 40, as mentioned earlier, a customs clearance declaration, amongst other requirements, will not be valid if a correct and sufficient invoice as prescribed is not available on request. Any goods taken, delivered, or removed by virtue of an invalid customs clearance declaration shall be deemed to be goods landed or taken without a due entry. Such goods would be considered illicit goods liable to forfeiture in terms of Section 87. We encourage you to share this communiqué with your operations staff, highlighting the value that you add to their function as we do to yours, whilst proactively and simultaneously co-creating compliance as a SAAFF brand ambassador. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any further questions and or information, do not hesitate to contact us. We are always here to assist. Stay tuned for the next podcast as we build, understand, and correctly apply compliance awareness to facilitate legitimate trade for SA Inc. and our economy. Until next time, I'm your host, Devlyn Naidoo.